haunted arcade where the shadows play, where mysteries and magic come out to stay. Tori, Tyson, and Mike lead the way to the realm where chaos holds sway. Welcome to the Full-Grown Pizza Podcast, where conspiracies and cryptids are broadcast. Dive with us into chaos magic's vast, and its ties to self-help, a spell to cast. So grab your slice, lend an ear to secrets of the mind, and magic clear from the haunted arcade. Our voice is cheese, this is the Full-Grown Pizza Podcast. We're here.
Okay, welcome to episode 10 of the Full Grown Pizza Podcast. How are you guys doing? Hello, you guys?
Hi.
The other people with me
Oh,
on the
they don't know
podcast? Okay, so this is episode 10, and we're going to be introducing a little bit of chaos today. As you can see, Tor now has a webcam. And also, we're starting an hour late than we normally do. So, a little bit of chaotic, and I thought with the chaos, let's talk ChaosMagic. So last week we were kind of teasing about talking about this topic because there was a show, I don't know what channel is on, what channel was Dead Files on? Did we watch it on a channel, or was it just
I want to say it was on Travel Channel.
Yeah, it's like one of those,
shows are on.
right, like one of those channels
Yeah,
that has like
weird.
ghost adventures and all that stuff on it. And there's another paranormal kind of show called Dead Files. And in that one of the episodes, the lady mentioned something about someone having like a portal in their basement or whatever that was like, I guess, susceptible to demons and other spirits and stuff coming through. And she was like, all casually, I would probably see if you guys can get a chaos wizard to help with that. And Tor and I were like, what? A chaos wizard? What the hell is that? Because like we watch that stuff, we listen to that stuff, and we're like, what the heck? I've never heard of that in my life.
Like, we're in the wrong career. How do we become chaos wizards?
Exactly. At that point, we were like, oh my god, there's a whole field of chaos wizardry that we can be a part of now. Like, come on. Instead of being ghost hunters, let's be chaos wizards. And anyways, so I decided...
sure chaos wizards pay a lot more than ghost hunters are.
Look, you probably have
Unless
to
you
get
got a really, really
master's.
popular show and then you get a fucking haunted
true.
house museum type thing.
Yes, that's probably true. The cast of Ghost Adventures probably makes a little more than your average Chaos Wizard, but I don't know. I would say average Chaos Wizard is a step above average Ghost
But they
Hunter.
do it like musicians that make more money off of, going live and
Yeah,
shows.
exactly.
And that thing is, they don't get that much money off the show itself because that goes to the producers.
Yeah, that's fair. That makes sense.
But they ride the popularity train to fucking Cash Town all fucking time.
So anyways, I was interested in what's my next business startup, how am I going to freaking, rake in the dough, and I thought chaos wizardry was probably my next avenue. So I decided to look into that. And
you should ask ChatGPT how to become a chaos wizard. See what they say.
So, and I did ask ChatGPT a lot about Chaos Wizards, but not about how necessarily to become an official one.
How do I become an official Chaos Wizard?
I want to be
professional.
How do you get paid as a Chaos Wizard? That's what, you know what? We might actually get into that later on. There's going to be a twist in this episode that I kind of formulated in my brain as I was doing the research on ChaosMagic, and I was like, huh, there's some interesting connections here. And so we might actually get into ways you can get paid as a Chaos Wizard later on in the show.
ChatGPT thinks that Chaos Wizards are fake.
Hold on a second. I'm going to get to that part. Because, basically...
It's telling me how to LARP a Chaos Wizard.
Do LARPers get paid? Do LARPers make money? I don't know. Can you get sponsored as
they wish they get paid.
Oh, yes.
I think, there's, if you're, in one of those, LARPing towns, those things.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You probably do get paid,
if you're in a LARPing community...
The people at the park down the street in the little playground pertaining to castle are not getting paid.
I can imagine... That's true. I can imagine some millionaire, billionaire, or whatever, who just
speaking
loves...
from experience, because I've seen them. We were driving by the park, and I saw them in the inside the playground, and they had it dressed up as a castle. And they're fucking dressed up like knights and stuff. I was like, holy crap,
Are you talking about... Okay, adults or kids?
Yes.
Okay, I was going to say, kids playing in a castle outside's not... Okay.
Yes, I wouldn't fucking call kids LARPers. I'm like, look at those kids are playing fucking castle. I'm like, those guys are fucking LARPers.
Yeah, look at those damn LARPers out there.
They had shields and capes and armor sets and everything.
Dude, okay, honestly, though, that sounds cool. I would like to LARP one day.
They're probably having a lot of fun. So
maybe one day. Maybe
I don't
one day we can
dissing them or anything. I'm just like, holy crap, it's LARPers. And it's just like...
I know, I've never actually seen
it's like seeing Bigfoot at the park, you know?
I think
it's It's like, It's like seeing something out in the wilderness. It was like catching something in the wild. It just like blows your mind.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I want to see that. Like, I want to know how you actually get started. Yeah.
I see them on documentaries all the time, but the first time I actually see them in the wild, and it was just mind-blowing.
Well, I would love to be on a hike one day, like in a forest, and just stumble across the battlefield of some guy swinging a sword at me with a foam sword and a foam shield, and I'd from behind a tree or whatever, and I'd be like, "Whoa, holy shit, what the?" And then, oh my god,
or throwing like beanbags at you, going, lightning bolt.
I'd be like, "What the fuck?" I'd be so scared. That would shock the crap out of me. I'd be more scared of that than maybe a bear. All right. Anyways, let's get back. That's
the whole question. Like, would you rather run into a man or a bear? Like, I'd rather run into a LARPer. With lightning bolts at me.
That's true. I'd rather run into a LARPer than maybe like a hunter or someone with a rifle out in the forest or whatever. I don't know. That'd be a little scarier. Okay. Anyways, let's talk about ChaosMagic. So, ChaosMagic with the framing. Okay, next episode we can talk about LARP.
Okay, LARPing. Conspiracies about LARPing, I guess.
Yeah. Is it real magic? Real? Are they actually leveling up? No, I don't know. Okay, ChaosMagic. So I looked this up. Well, because based on that background story of like, using Chaos Wizard to stop a dimensional portal in your basement. I looked that up.
You guys are going to need to hire a Chaos Wizard.
I was like, okay, so what is Chaos? What is chaos, or what did I ask it? I don't know, but what is a Chaos Wizard? How do they stop these magical portals and whatnot? And, well, I didn't... You'll see why. So
okay.
You'll see why. So
this twist better be fucking good, or they're fucking getting disappointed because you're building it up a lot.
Not. That has nothing to do with the twist. So the reason why I don't have a very specific answer on this is because basically what you just said earlier. When I looked this up, it was like, that's a bunch of bullshit. Basically, ChatGPT was like, ChaosMagic has nothing to do with portals or anything like that. And it was probably the result of it being a TV show that they brought it up because it would be like sensational or polarizing or like get people's attention.
Shattered. I could never be a Chaos Wizard.
It literally said in the thing, it was like, because it was a TV show, it probably didn't give you the most accurate information. And I was like, oh, that's
we gotta find this lady and ask her ourselves.
Well, and then it made me think, okay, so like what is chaos magic? Like what the, what actually is it then if it has nothing to do with portals and whatnot? So I started researching into that, and turns out there is actually like a whole field of like chaos magic and stuff, and like people actually do this and study it and
Oh,
whatnot. And so it's kind of interesting. And so basically what it kind of is,
I thought we were going to do portals and interdimensionals.
nope,
episode.
we're talking chaos magic, and it actually has
Okay,
nothing
okay.
to do with portals. So
Cool.
yeah, so
Cool,
kind of
cool,
interesting. Chaos magic, basically it focuses on the like beliefs and identity and things like that, and like stepping into new, like different personas to address different situations, and basically like visualization and you're using your beliefs as tools and stuff. So you like adopt different beliefs for different purposes and different reasons, and so it's all about doing that. And so it's actually kind of interesting. Some of like the influential figures in this is a guy named PeterJCarroll and Phil Hine. It became popular in the late 20th century, and this was kind of, I guess, chaos magic was all about, using different magical techniques and rituals and things to adopt different beliefs and adopt different like identities and things like that, and using those rituals to basically address different situations. So one of the things that they do is they'll have things called sigils, which are basically symbols that they'll create, and then they'll like meditate on this symbol, and they will attach a whole bunch of different meanings and associations to this symbol that are like, let's say you were doing like a marathon or something, right? And so you would create this sigil, and the sigil, you would attach all this meaning and association of like running and being fast and being a marathon runner and whatever you need to do to like get yourself in that state of mind. It's all about changing like your state of mind and state of being to become a runner, basically. And
So it's like a meditation tool, like help you get
yeah,
into that,
and so
that
they
state
do
of
things
mind?
like that. Yeah, they do things like meditation, and that's part of getting into that state of mind, and also attaching like those associations and meanings to the sigil. So when you see it, the sigil again, or you use the sigil, you can look at it, and it basically is supposed to help you fulfill that role of, whatever. You're like stepping into that persona or that being or whatever. So that's one of the ways that they kind of use things as these sigils, and through the meditation they've got, what's it called, gnosis. I think gnosis is like this state of mind where that's the ability of changing your state, basically. That's one of the other things that they do. Do you have a question, Tor? Or are you like touching something?
I'm catching your cameras.
Okay. Because you were just like,
Playing with my camera. I got a camera. I'm going to play with it.
okay. Just like, yeah, a question. You don't have to raise your hand, you can just ask.
Just making see
No,
how
but-
look at Tyson over there, and then there's Michael over there. There's the viewers right there.
So it's like using magic, using these rituals, using these sigils and meditation to get into a state of gnosis, or I think that's how they pronounce it, or how they call it. So you change basically your state of mind and who you are to tackle different situations and whatnot in your life. So I thought that was pretty cool. I was like, what the hell? That's awesome. And they've got like day-to-day things that they do for empowerment and rituals and all that stuff. And forgive me if I'm completely mischaracterizing you, if you're a chaos wizard out there. The other thing is, like, they said that
How do you make money, Chaos Wizard? Tell us.
when I was researching this, they never referred to them as chaos wizards. It was always chaos magicians. So maybe
Ugh, sounds gross.
I know, but then I think like, okay, but other people who partake in magic or
low level chaos.
What about Chaos Warlocks?
I didn't look up chaos warlocks, so that sounds even cooler.
But you gotta submit
Well,
yourself
because
to
my
a higher
thought is
power.
like, when you're talking magic and stuff, there's a lot of people who would say, "Oh, I'm a witch" or whatever. I'm a Wiccan. I do magic. So I was thinking, okay, maybe you could be a chaos witch or a chaos wizard, or maybe a witch or a warlock, and that would be way cooler. So I would
There
suggest
is a magician.
if you are a chaos
like
magician
an
out
actor
there.
be a chaos wizard thing because they're always doing other people's roles. They're always like pretending they're like.
Yeah, so that kind of gets into like the whole twist of all of this
You
because
spoiled the twist.
no,
sorry,
you didn't
sorry.
spoil the twist, but that is an interesting avenue of the twist that I didn't think
You're
about.
basically teaching yourself to be other people. So
Yeah,
like today, I'm going to be a runner, so I'm going to get
Wait, so that
Watch
means
the
LARPers
schedule.
are chaos
get a
wizards.
runner's high, and yeah. So actors.
title-
So
Yeah,
ChatGPT was leading me out on the right situation. It's like, yeah, you want to be chaos wizard, you gotta start LARPing.
you start LARPing.
You gotta be
Okay.
Oh
LARPers.
my god!
I bet when
Watching
you
our chaos
study,
wizards.
I bet if we were to do more research on how to
I
actually
was.
become a
I'm
chaos
sorry,
wizard.
ChatGPT. I'm sorry to untrust your fucking judgment. I guess I do have to start LARPing to become a chaos wizard.
Yeah. So
Now that I become professional.
yeah, right. How do you make money off it now? Yeah, exactly. No, but maybe that's the start. Maybe LARPing is just how you get started as a
Oh, isn't acting
as a-
professional LARPing?
acting would be professional LARPing, so that's another form of essentially
You've got a
chaos
LARP in front of an
wizardry.
audience.
All right, so I need a LARP, and I need to join an improv group.
Okay, but let me take it in a slightly different direction, in another way, another professional field or industry that has a lot of similarities with this type of with chaos magic. And so let me just ask you a question. Okay, when you think of having a visual reference of using some kind of visual reference for something to get you hyped up or to get you focused on a goal or to get you to think about something you want to achieve or whatever, what comes to mind? Do you guys think of anything that comes to mind?
That what is it called? That one dream board.
Yeah,
Mandala.
yeah, like a vision board or a dream
A vision board, yes.
Yeah, like
because I watched Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and it's hilarious. They had
Yeah,
vision
like a
board
freaking vision
episode.
board. So that's exactly what I
So
thought
vision
of.
boards, chaos magic.
Yeah, when I was reading this about the sigils and about the visual
That's kinda like The Secret
representation
too, right?
and about adopting a different persona or like different
And
identity,
visualization.
and visualization, all that stuff, like the first thing I thought of was like the
Chaos
world
Wizard
of
went,
personal development and stuff, because I was like, dude, and like self-help and that industry and stuff, I was like, oh my god, it's basically
20 rounds of the chaos wizard.
it's the same freaking it's a lot of the same techniques. So it's like, yeah, well, because you think of what's the guy's name, Roger Bannister, the guy who ran the first
Incredible.
4-minute mile. So it was historically believed to be impossible to run a 4-minute mile. Everyone thought it was impossible, and through all of human history, no one has ever been able to do that kind of thing in recorded history that we're aware of. And so everyone thought it was impossible until this guy comes along, Roger Bannister, and did it. And then in the same year, there was like 4 other people who did it. And since then, I think hundreds of people have now done it. So
How fast is Usain Bolt ran a mile?
I don't know. I'm not sure. You can look it
Do
up.
like a 3-minute mile?
Maybe. I don't know.
That's pretty
But the theory is, or what I've heard to it referred to as, and I couldn't actually find this, so I'm not sure where I heard it, but essentially what it is and what I've heard it as is Bannister's law is that something, what is it? If you believe something is impossible, essentially it can't be done, or it is impossible, right? But if you once you stop believing that something is impossible, it becomes possible. So that's kind of the theory.
What is it saying? It's like you set your own limitations through your mind process alone.
Right. Yeah, and so it has to do with the same thing of like changing your beliefs about things and changing your identity, what you believe about yourself and things like that. And a lot of that has to do with personal development and even different types of therapy. Like there's one called NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming, which is all about how you use language and associations and things like that. So certain, like when you think about yourself, what are the things that you tell yourself? Like, oh, am I not good enough? Or I'm not smart enough or whatever. What are the things that keep on repeating like in your brain when you come to certain situations and whatnot, those things are basically writing the story of how you view yourself. And until you change those phrases, change the language you associate with certain things, you can't really go about, that's a big component, at least, to changing what you believe about certain things. So anyways, I was like, wow. So all this personal development stuff, all the self-help stuff, it's so intertwined with chaos magic, and like the chaos magic people are basically the self-help gurus of the magic community. And I was like, what the hell? That's crazy. And so that's kind of the twist of like all these different therapies, cognitive behavioral therapy. There's all sorts of different, with the rituals and the day-to-day things that you're doing to reconstruct your beliefs and your behavior and all that stuff. I mean, you got positive psychology, where you're focusing more on your strengths and focusing more on the things that you want to achieve and overcome and whatnot. But then, so it's got like all the same things. And what fascinates me about this is you can think of so many different examples where it's taking some objective kind of core truth about reality, but then looking at it from a completely different worldview or completely different perspective. Like you've got scientific, therapeutic, psychological therapies and things like that, like NLP and cognitive behavioral therapy and all that stuff. Those are scientific things. But then you've got magic that's basically telling the same exact stuff, but from a completely different perspective and a different worldview of saying there's actual magic at play and whatnot. So I don't know. I thought that was really interesting. I thought that was cool that they're basically telling the same story, but completely different perspectives. And anyways, that's the twist. So the question in the title of the video is, are you practicing chaos magic, in your daily habits and the things that you're doing in your own life journey and story? You're basically doing a lot of the same things that these chaos magic people are doing. And so I thought that was kind of crazy. That was kind of cool. Like, I'm a big fan of like personal development stuff. So I saw the connections as I was reading this, going through and doing my research. And I was like, what the heck? Like sigils, vision boards, changing your identity and your story and your beliefs and all that stuff around certain things. That's crazy. But anyways,
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the connection. That's the twist. That's the story. But then it goes into, acting, like you guys said. Like that's cool too. Like you're basically changing your persona to fulfill certain roles and whatnot too. Oh, and then I did ask it, okay, if a chaos wizard were to approach some kind of portal situation, what the hell would they do? And GPT was like,
Make a vision board about the portal being closed.
That's exactly what it said, pretty much. It was like,
Visualize
make a sigil,
visualize an attack. Visualize an attack.
Make a
The
sigil.
water boy was a
about
chaos
closing
wizard.
The portal. Yeah, exactly. And it's like, okay, but then I was like, okay, well,
And he was paid for it, so he was a professional chaos wizard.
yeah,
He used the chaos magic to visualize an attack and win football games. Oh, he wasn't paid for it because he was in college, but he got a free scholarship.
Well, but that's the thing. Like, that's another good example. You think of all these athletes and stuff in interviews, they're always talking about, oh, you got to visualize yourself winning and you gotta, play it out in your head 1,000 times and all that stuff. It's like, dude, you're doing chaos magic.
Well, speaking of that, I wonder if those sigils would help them get, like, how they talk about getting in the zone or getting the runner's high, if there's any physiological effects to having the sigil. Like, maybe you look at a sigil every time you go to a basketball game and all of a sudden you can shoot better, and you can, run faster, and you have
Guys, I got it. Chaos Magic sport equipment. You put sigils on like
Dude,
sweatbands and stuff for people to get visualized victory.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
so it'd be
they
like
get
having
pumped.
it'd be like having runes in your equipment.
Yes,
and stuff.
exactly.
Yeah.
Runes.
Have
Like, was that
runes tied to certain beliefs and certain like
I'll put copper in it and say that's
strategies.
magic.
Ooh, dude, that would be
Ariel's
cool.
copper's magic.
That would be
Well,
really cool.
the thing is, like, if the copper isn't magic, but you believe it's magic, does that make it magic?
Yes, it does. Like I think that's what I'm really
That's the whole
getting
thing
at.
of
That's the whole
mind over
core.
matter thing.
That's the whole thing about this, is that it doesn't, it makes it magic and also not magic, because if you believe that it's magic,
Dude, you know what this reminds me of?
What?
Fucking orcs from fucking Warhammer. You
What?
know about orcs from Warhammer?
No. Tell
Their
me.
magic system works 100% on just belief.
Huh.
Like, they believe that if you're purple, you're invisible, and it actually makes it happen.
Wow.
Because they believe purple makes you invisible. They color themselves purple, and they become invisible because they're believing that they're invisible because of purple.
Right. But I mean but it goes back into, if you don't first believe it, then you can't actually do it, right? So
If you
it's
don't
like,
believe it, you can't achieve it.
Yeah.
There's
Exactly.
no way you're gonna do magic if you don't believe in magic. So
Right. So let's say you're thinking about, how am I going to achieve this goal that I want to achieve or whatever, and you believe that having a vision board and having goals and having your daily rituals and having different beliefs about yourself and your identity and focusing on your future and all that stuff, you believe that's magic, and it's achieving your goals and it's helping you overcome these things. Like, in a sense, it kind of,
your goals.
in a sense,
so
it
it's
is
like
magic. Yeah.
Michael Jordan with his lucky shorts.
Right.
Because he believed that they fucking brought him like victory and luck.
Right.
Because
and it's that belief.
he put chaos magic into him, I guess.
It's that belief that is enabling his mind and his brain to have the physiology necessary to do the things that he needs to do to achieve those outcomes, Like, not...
I don't know the way that you could like test it. Like maybe you get like 2 pairs of shorts and you give him the lucky shorts and test him, see how he does, and then give him the unlucky shorts to test him, but you can't tell the difference. And see, there's an actual some kind of a subliminal signal from the lucky shorts that make him do better.
Maybe.
Would it because like he would be putting his thoughts of luck into the shorts when he wore them, even if there was a fake shorts.
That's my thought. That's
Art
my
is
thought.
transferable to another person. What if somebody else wears his lucky shorts? Will they be lucky too?
If they think of them as lucky shorts, it's like these are Michael Jordan's lucky shorts.
Yep.
They're going to bring me luck too. I'm going to be skilled like Michael Jordan, like Mike. I'm going to eat some Wheaties.
Exactly. I think that's what you would find.
This episode brought to you by Wheaties.
I don't have any statistics or anything, but I'm pretty certain there's a lot of statistical information out there about tied to if you believe something is taking place. Oh my God. Yeah. I just freaking, I wish I had the specific study on hand, but I just heard this not too long ago, like a few weeks ago, where there was a study done where they had one group who, they basically had a full group of people, right? They split them in half. The one half of the group, they all needed treatment for some condition. They needed surgery for some condition. And I think it was like hip surgery or something like that. And anyways, so one half of the group actually got the surgery. The other half of the group, they had like an incision done, like they took a scalpel to where they were going to do the surgery, but didn't actually do the surgery and didn't actually invade their bodies or anything like that. And made sure it looked like they had a surgery, didn't tell the people that they didn't give them surgery. And then it turned out that they both groups had the same exact results like a year later. Both of them healed, both of them improved, both of them did all the same things they were supposed to do, like post-surgery treatment and all that stuff. Like, they did all that stuff, but they didn't actually have the surgery. One group didn't.
There's been a lot of like studies of like placebo effects.
Yeah, placebo effects and all that stuff. Like, it just goes to show that really your belief around something like really dictates how your body and your brain function, and the same goes.
But is it like actual magic or just like arrogance or something? Like,
well, that's
my hip doesn't hurt as much. That must be what the fucking surgery was about. So there's like,
I think if you were to take it like a scientific route, it would be that your mind, your belief about something, is basically what is enabling and telling your brain to function I mean, if you're taking this route, you would have to believe the mind and the brain aren't the same exact thing. And so, but the mind is enabling the brain to tell the body and to function in a particular way. And so if you believe that, oh, I had the surgery done, your brain is going to now operate in a way as if the surgery was now done, and it's going to heal itself and function accordingly. Whereas if you believe that you never had the surgery, then you're going to keep thinking, oh, I need this surgery or I need whatever. And so the brain is not going to do that. Is essentially the idea. But so I don't think it's actual magic per se, but if it's the belief that it is magic that is helping you obtain the results that you're trying to obtain, then it kind of is magic, right? Like to that person, it's magic because they have that belief that it's magic, and it's the belief that it's magic that is helping them achieve. Now, with that said, you could always change that belief, right? This is all part of it too, is changing your beliefs about things. So it's like you can always change that belief and say, well, it's not magic, but it's actually psychology, and this is the psychology, and this is the scientific data that explains it.
It's like people who are generally negative have negative outcomes become
right.
to their life. If you're always negative, then you usually have negative things happen to you.
You focus on the negative, you're going to notice more negative things, and the negative things are going to continue to happen because you're in a negative state of mind.
That keeps going on,
yeah.
So.
And that was a big part of it too with the whole gnosis thing. It's like changing your state of mind actually changes your outcomes in a lot of ways because it changes how you approach certain situations. If you go to a meeting and
you think it's going to be a terrible meeting, you're going to have a terrible meeting.
Exactly. You think it's going to be a terrible meeting. You think it's going to suck.
You got to go work today. You think it's going to be a terrible day at work. It's going to be a terrible day at work, pretty much. So.
Or you have to give a presentation and you think you're going to totally blow it and it's going to be awful and everything's going to suck. I mean, you're probably going to make a mistake and it's probably going to spiral from there because all those negative thoughts are going to keep coming up into your mind and the associations that you have and all that stuff. Like these are some core, like basic, self-help psychology, like 101 things. But then,
so I said, like, you gotta put positivity out there for positivity to return to you.
Right. Well, it's all about how the brain works. If you're focused on thinking about positive things, your brain is going to look for more positive things. If you're continually looking out for negative things, because our survival brain is always looking for the dangers and looking for the bad things or whatever, you have to kind of train your brain to think about, the positive side of things. And
that's called anxiety.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Anxiety just breeds more anxiety.
Yes, this is
to the point you become paralysis.
That is very true.
Paralyzed by anxiety.
Right. So then you have this whole community, this whole magic
can't even
community
leave the house.
That's taking a lot of these same truths, but then adapting it to like their own worldview of their own way that things work in their minds. And that's what this is. The whole self-help industry to magic users is basically chaos magic.
Magic users have better effects from the self-help. I mean, because they believe it's magic and they believe in magic. People who do self-help are like, this kind of might work, but I'm not really going to believe it until I actually see some results. So they kind of have to believe it.
That's a good point. I wonder if that's true because magic users think that something's magic, and when I think of something that's magic, I think that magic is like, way above me. It's like all powerful, it's magical, mystical, right? So it can
just write a self-help book and call it How I Became a Chaos Wizard and Changed My World.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. That's not.
He was like, well, what? How do we become Chaos Wizards? That sounds pretty cool.
First, you gotta believe in magic.
This is just a self-help book, goddammit, but I like it.
But I do like what you brought up though, because I can imagine, somebody who thinks of it as psychology and science and all that stuff. Those are the kinds of people that want to see observable data and they want to see the results and all of that stuff.
And they're kind of skeptical about it.
They're skeptics. And when you're talking about your own life, in your own point of view, you're going to be in a situation where when we're talking about self-help, you want to see the results of that in your own life. But if you don't have the belief before the action, then you're not going to have as good of a result. And so
create a loop where you don't get any results, so you stop believing.
Yep. So then you stop believing in it. So I do kind of think maybe the chaos magic people, maybe they have an advantage in that aspect. You know, that's kind of
maybe
cool.
the self-help people stole it from the chaos wizards, and then it just never worked right. So
right, and
look,
I'm not a freaking chaos wizard or a professional on this by any means. I'm not. So if you are a chaos wizard out there and we're like totally misrepresenting you, you know, let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
Tell us what.
Comments.
I want chaos wizards in our comments.
Wizard, let us know.
Yes, I want a community of
Talk
chaos
to us, chaos wizards.
Yeah.
How do you close portals?
Yeah.
How do you close portals?
How do you make money?
They're gonna say.
How do you make money and how do you close portals? Why would you be needed to close a ghost portal?
How often do you LARP?
Yes.
Tell us your
LARP
LARPing
community. Yeah, what's your LARP name?
What's your favorite LARP weapon? Is it lightning bolt?
How do you use offensive chaos magic? That's what I want to know.
Would you rather run into a man or
where do you get your beanbags?
Yeah.
Where you get your lightning beanbags? They're just hacky sacks. Even better.
Dude, but
lightning bolt on them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Remember hacky sacks?
No, I remember hacky sacks. Yeah, for sure. In high school, and
Tyler
stuff,
was into
people would do
hacky
those all the
sacks.
time. I tried.
Yeah, he was actually pretty good with it, but
I was never that good at hacky sacks. I played soccer. I was good at soccer, but I never really did hacky sacks. So
you gotta be pretty agile for that, you know.
Yeah, you've got to like really control how hard you're hitting it and like what, you know, how you hit it with your foot and everything. Like, yeah, it was pretty wild.
It was pretty fun.
We'll bring hacky sack back. We'll get full-grown pizza hacky sacks and stuff.
Yeah, we'll call them lightning bolts.
Yeah. But
Chaos Wizard lightning bolts, and they're just hacky sacks.
Also, like just to be clear, like I'm not like saying everyone needs to go out and be a freaking chaos wizard now or anything. Like I don't.
Yes, you do.
I don't want people to think that. But
go be a chaos wizard.
No, but what's cool about this whole thing is that I think it's all connected, like how we were talking, like psychology and all that stuff too. So I think even if it doesn't even have to be magic, but you could have a belief that something is your calling or whatever, or you think that you're called to do something, or you think that you have a certain purpose or whatever. Like that's something that is outside of yourself that is akin to magic, because magic's also outside of ourselves. And so it's basically, you know, the same type of thing. So I think this is kind of a cool philosophy, like a cool thing that pretty much anybody can adopt. And I was shocked about what chaos magic actually is, because I thought it had to do with portals. I thought it had to do with like closing dimensions.
That's what I thought we were going to talk about.
Be chaos magicians, you know.
I was coming in there thinking we're going to talk about interdimensional travels and other dimensions, and then we're talking about self-help and fucking writing books and selling hacky sacks.
I know.
But as big as the self-help industry is, then maybe a lot of people should be doing more chaos magic. So.
Well, I know, but that's the thing is like, so
vision board and attack.
What if
we should teach chaos magic classes?
Yeah. So
yes, that's what we should do videos of.
Right.
Chaos
magic. Like, what if personal development people like did chaos
101?
Instead? What if they framed it as chaos magic? Or what if some of these people that do personal development are doing chaos magic?
You got to believe in the therapy. So you say you got to believe in the magic, then you're doing the same thing. You're just.
That's the thing, and that might be a problem. That might be kind of the detriment of chaos magic.
People believe more in magic than they will in some science.
Exactly.
Stuff.
To get people to believe, to have that initial belief in magic over the initial belief in science
people
and
want
psychology.
To believe in magic, you know?
There are some people that want to believe in magic so much that they would accept it off, you know, just inherently, I think. But
or if you get them at a young age,
if you get them,
start believing magic.
Maybe this is how we need to raise our children. We need to raise them as chaos wizards.
Chaos magic.
Yes, raise
You're
them. You're
another one chaos magician. You gotta believe this way.
Well, okay, so that's a good way of thinking about it. What if it starts out as chaos magic for children? Like, what if you're playing games and it's all chaos magic, and you frame things in a way that's chaos magic and whatever, but then as they get older, you start to explain things to them, and you show them the science, and you show them the psychology, and you show them like, actually,
I mean, but if it's working for them, why would you show them that? If chaos magic is working, then why don't we show them the
Society
science
wants
behind
you
it?
to learn
Right,
fucking
because
science.
society is going to say, "What the hell are you doing?"
Oh, you
What
gotta
the
tell
hell
them.
are
You can't
talking
tell anybody you're a chaos magician. It's gotta be a
Right.
secret part.
If you
But
tell
keep
them,
believing in the magic.
right?
Did you
Because
just say chaos magician?
well, if you
Take
bring
that
up
nasty word out of your mouth. It's chaos wizard.
terrible, we need to change. We need to change that.
It's either chaos wizard or chaos warlock.
Chaos Magic community, please sponsor us. We will help you with the messaging and changing your terms and things so it
We
sounds
gotta
more
call in
badass.
some chaos runes for our sporty
Chaos
equipment.
warlocks, chaos runes.
Warlock.
Yeah, exactly. No, but I think that's a cool idea of like, you know, formulating your child's like experience as, you know, when you're playing with them and you're teaching them lessons and things like that as like a chaos magic thing, because that's more fun and exciting and engaging, and
Yeah.
that's a
Could you
thing
imagine
that they
it's
would
like, hey, like
That's all they'll understand too. They're not gonna understand the science behind it, but
Yeah.
you say that's the way
Like-
people think. I mean, that's the magic behind it is.
well, but then
that's what you
once-
could
put
like,
yourself
do
into
something
that.
for like that. We could do for your kids. Like, hey, I want a PlayStation fucking 5. It's like, well, draw a picture of it and put it on your mood board.
yeah.
Like, okay, yeah, chaos magic.
Right, because the science behind vision
And you don't have to buy the
boards-
PlayStation 5. We're like, we're waiting
Right.
for the universe to answer.
Well, that's the thing is like there's a big difference, and this is something that kind of clicked in my mind a long time ago, like a few years ago, is because when I was in high school, I took a psychology class, and we actually watched The Secret. Have you guys seen The Secret by chance, or do you
I
know
heard
of
about
it? Yeah, this.
I took a psychology class in college and we watched Black Swan.
Basically, visualization, right?
Yeah, The Secret's all about manifestation, and basically like you really focus on something enough or you think about something enough and it's going to come to you. Like they literally have a scene in the movie that is completely ridiculous and made me like, you know, really kind of against all this stuff for a long time, is that the scene in the movie is literally this guy sitting in a freaking like recliner chair and he's just imagining himself driving a Ferrari or whatever, and he's like literally driving it, like moving his hands, and he's like closing his eyes, he's visioning it and everything, and then in the next scene he's got a Ferrari in his driveway, and I'm like, dude, no. Like it does not matter how much I sit in my chair and think about this, it's not going to come to me. That's not how it happens. But then it was explained to me years later, it's like what they failed to do in that movie about, they're talking about the law of attraction and everything, what they failed to do about that, and a big problem with the whole manifestation like crowd and community and everything, is that they missed the other half of it, which is by focusing on a particular goal or a particular thing that you want, that's going to change how you act and how you approach certain situations. And based on that, you're going to be closer and closer and closer to achieving whatever it is, the goal that you want to achieve, or obtaining the thing that you want to obtain. It's not like a magic freaking thing where you know, just think about it and the universe gives it to you or whatever. Like psychologically speaking, it's you focusing on a particular outcome. So your brain is going to notice opportunities and ways in which you can act to help lead you to that outcome. And so anyways, like that's the whole vision board kind of thing. But I think that would be cool, raising your child in this chaos magic kind of way. And then it makes me think of, you know, what is one of probably the biggest reason why most kids stop believing in Santa Claus, right? Like one of their kid friends or whatever ends up saying, oh, I don't believe in Santa anymore, right? Or something like that's probably what starts it for most people, is they hear from somebody else that, oh, Santa isn't real, or they don't believe in Santa anymore, which
Only babies believe in Santa.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to hear something like that, and so they're going to stop listening to it. So the same thing with chaos magic is you teach them, you formulate the worldview around this whole chaos magic thing, but then you start to explain it to them as they get older in terms of like, well, this is why it actually works, and here's the psychology behind it and whatnot, and blah, blah, blah. And so then when they do get to that point where other kids at school or whatever are saying, what the heck is this chaos magic thing? And that's a bunch of crap and blah, 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 and whatever. Now the kid is like, actually, it's not, because I can give you this example of, you know, this group of people that underwent this group of people that went under surgery and this group of people had the same condition, didn't go under surgery, but they thought they did, and well, the same result happened, and blah blah blah. Like, they could bring up things like that, and now they're equipped with like the science and the magic, and now it's the combination of both. And dude, the first person that does that is gonna be like, I don't know, man.
Our
They're gonna
niece,
rule the world.
God bless her, believed in Santa until she was 15.
15.
And she only stopped believing because our sister told her, no, Santa's not real. Also, the Easter Bunny's not real.
Dude. Wow. Wait.
Rip that baby right off.
That's kind of mean, honestly. Like, I don't know what I would do in that situation. Like, on one hand,
Michael has a pretty good idea which sister I'm talking about.
on one hand, I feel like you should always try to tell your kids the truth and whatnot. But on the other hand, there is a certain innocence in believing in Santa and the fun and the spirit of it and everything. Like, I think we can all attest to growing up, and Christmas is like a magical time of year, like when you're a child, assuming that, you have decent Christmases and whatnot. But as you grow up, it's kind of just like another day, and it becomes more of a burden than anything else because you got to buy people stuff and whatnot. But it's like, yeah.
Also, I put something in the Discord. See if you can play. Try to see if you can get the audio for it because it's hilarious.
Okay, let me see. I have to exit full screen mode here, so it might throw all our stuff out of whack.
Oh shit!
Yeah, The Secret is a self-help book that Dee read and explained to us. It's about how you can get whatever
There's
you
no
want
audio.
without having to work for it.
All you have to do is envision all the shit in the world that you want, cut pictures of
everybody
it
else
out,
can hear it.
and paste it on a board, and then you get it. You get the stuff.
They're doing vision boards and they're talking about The Secret.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's exactly what it is. So
All right, let's go back.
yeah. So yeah, no, I love that because that is like the mischaracterization of it. And that's why I didn't like The Secret, because it makes it seem like, oh yeah, you just think about it and you just, whatever, it just comes to you. The universe listens to your thoughts.
Think about
and
what you wish for. She just shows up. That's kind of
it's like,
we're
no,
coming to.
dude, the universe is not like a personal agent. It doesn't decide things. It doesn't freaking like, oh, I'm gonna give you this because you think about it. Like, I don't know. But so anyways, like, and sorry to people who do think that. You can keep, if it works for you, if it works for you, you can keep thinking it. Go for it. I don't want to stop that, but that was my perspective. And so, yeah. Anyways,
Oh no, there's a fire warning.
Fire warning in Arizona.
Yeah, it always gets fire
Makes
warnings
sense.
around here. That's the one bad part about Hereford is that it always catches fire.
That would be a problem.
Yeah.
Let's see. What's our time at? I think we're about...
But if we clear the shrubbery around the place, we should be fine.
Yeah, we have passed our time of 45 minutes. Any other thoughts or things that you guys want to mention on that?
I think magic's just as strong as you believe it is. So if you believe in magic, then I believe it works for you. So it's like the placebo effect. If you believe a pill's going to work, it's going to work.
Yeah,
If you don't believe it's going to work, it's not going to work.
I agree. And I think what's cool is, like, you can believe in all the science perspective and everything, and someone else can believe that it's magic, and you can get the same results because you have the core belief that's driving you forward. And that's, yeah. So I think that's cool.
Yeah. I think a lot of the perspective that goes into whatever you're doing, it's how it affects the outcome. So you go into something, think it's negative, then you're going to have a negative outcome. If you think it's positive, then you're probably going to have a positive outcome. So,
yeah.
I mean, that seems to be the basis of chaos magic. So, if you can program yourself to always be positive, then you're always going to have positive outcomes. So,
let's bring it around
not
full
a bad
circle.
thing.
Well, and
If you're positive,
go ahead.
you're on a positive frequency, and we all know about frequencies.
Yep. We talked about that too.
Magic and frequencies, they're interlinked. It's all
like
coming together.
It's all, yeah.
It's all coming together in a nice dough that we're going to make into a full-grown pizza.
Ooh, yeah. I like
Hey, he
that.
said the name of the show.
He said it. He did the thing.
He said the name of the
Oh
show.
my
He said the
god. Wow.
Oh my god, this is the best show ever. Should
Wow.
tell everybody I know about this show.
Yeah, because he said the thing at the very
Yes.
end.
Yeah, at the very end. I had to sit through 47 minutes of shit to get to it, but I got it.
You gotta believe in magic.
Trust me, at the 47-minute mark, it becomes all worth it.
Just watch it for 47
Dude,
minutes.
it's
and
like
all worth it.
I hate when people are like, people did this to me with Game of Thrones. Like everyone's like, "Oh my god, Game of Thrones is such a good show and everything," and I started watching it, and they're like, "Yeah, but you really got to watch like you got to get through the first couple seasons." And I'm
You gotta get through the first
like,
4 seasons, then it starts getting real good.
I know. I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that.
You guys get good around season 2 or else I'm out of here.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, dude, what? No, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna watch a full season just to the point where it gets good. So it gets good, like, you know what I mean, or 2 seasons, whatever. So, anyways, Game of Thrones sucks. That's my hot take. Never actually watched it. Never watched the whole thing, anyways.
Hashtag Game of Thrones sucks.
Oh,
we're gonna
man.
get 1,000 hits on
We're gonna
this.
get banned.
And it's all the angry
Hey, speaking
You
of
suck! 45 minutes of shit!
yeah,
It's
speaking
like,
of
obviously
being
you didn't watch
banned,
47 minutes to see how great it was.
yeah.
Yeah,
Once it gets to
45.
48 minutes, I'm out. Nope, can't do that. That's my mark. No,
What's
but
that bearded guy said Game of Thrones sucks? I was just like, fuck this show.
fuck this show. We need a short where it's just me saying Game of Thrones sucks, and like we'll see how many views that gets.
We got it. We got it.
No, but
Alright, I'm gonna get fucking Da Vinci going right now just to get that little
Yeah.
clip out.
oh my god, yeah. As soon as
This is just
possible.
like Game of Thrones sucks. Full grown pizza.
Yeah, basically tie our podcast to those. That becomes our identity. Everyone thinks we're just a Game of Thrones hating podcast.
It'd be
my
great if
God.
it just like it says text me like Game of Thrones sucks and it says like full grown pizza.
Next
and it's
episode-
fired and burns the whole pizza.
Next episode, you should just read an essay that ChatGPT created about all the reasons that Game of Thrones sucks, and read it as if you wrote it. And just like, oh man, that would.
Oh
be...
yeah, okay, I'll do that.
Yep.
Or I'll do it, but I'll have it ChatGPT write it like
life.
Donald Trump wrote it, and then read it in
Oh.
the Donald Trump voice.
Yep. Oh man, everyone's gonna hate us. Yeah.
I hear good things about it, but I still like it. It's not the best show.
Yeah.
It's stupid. It doesn't get good till season 4. Who's gonna watch 4 seasons of shit? Not me.
Oh my god, dude, it's so good. Also, though, we were suspended on TikTok, and I don't know why. So
Because we show boobies.
probably. So go follow us on TikTok. TikTok.
TikToker.
Because for some reason we got banned. So you know,
And TikTok's going down.
find
Jeremy's
out.
trying
Find
to
out
destroy
why.
it.
Yeah, find out why for us. Go follow us
Yeah.
there.
Go there.
We
and
do.
follow-
We do
good
have
vibes.
a Patreon that we've created that we are building out. So if you want to be a part of that process, join us on Patreon. Get in contact with us. Let us know what you want to see as part of the Patreon, what you guys like, what ideas you have. We've got some stuff in there already. What you like and don't like. Follow us on Instagram and YouTube.
Oh, these things are
TikTok, all that
animated.
stuff.
These things are fantastic.
Yeah, they're animated. I know.
I just noticed that they're animated right now. I've been looking at because I have to look up here above my fucking monitor to be looking at you.
Yeah, I know they're animated. They're cool, huh? Yeah, and so yeah, I like it.
that's good
We
job.
got some motion graphics now. The budget is well, we haven't made any money, but
Yeah.
I just took some time to do that.
Our
And
time budget. Time is money, guys.
time, yeah.
You gotta have that goblin mentality.
But no, the more you guys support us on other platforms and YouTube, obviously the better for everything. And we appreciate everybody who's watching. Let us know what your theories are on ChaosMagic. If you've ever done ChaosMagic, let us know what that process was like in your life.
Yep. If you're a
Or-
Chaos Warlock, let us know.
Or
We'll
even
do that for
honestly
you.
just personal
Love
development stories and stuff like that.
you.
Like we'd love to hear that shit too.
Our
Like, I think that's
secret.
cool.
If you do the secret and you've had good results, let us know.
Yep. Let us know what works for you guys and maybe how
Yes.
that ties into ChaosMagic. Or maybe
Give us your
Maybe
theory,
maybe
or
you like magic.
tell us how you feel about Game of Thrones. How much you hate the bearded guy over here?
yeah.
Oh, he's over here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where is he?
So,
Right there.
Express your hate towards me for my views on Game of Thrones.
guy.
And yeah.
That guy right there.
All right. I guess that does it for us. That is the end of episode 10 of the Full Grown Pizza podcast. Thank you guys for joining us.
Did we ever get an outro song?
Yeah, play that outro song that we wrote. Oh, wait, no, we didn't.